as a running back still, but what kind of qualities has Mike McCoy brought to the coaching staff in his new role?
Mike's great. He's always cheerful. He's always got a smile on his face, and has great relationships with the guys on the team, and it's been great too. I mean, he's helped us a lot in recruiting, as well with just when we get guys around and being around and able to again share his story and journey and a great personality and young man. So
How good was he at running back? We never really got to fully see
really
it.
good, really good. Yeah, no, it was, but everything happens for a reason, and it's sometimes it's hard to that way, but he's doing a great job at helping our team.
When you think of Texas, what comes to mind?
I mean, fast, physical, extremely talented. I mean, they're always have been. They're a talented bunch, and they run around and fly around the field, and it's going to be a great challenge for us.
I thought you would talk about the fact that you ran circles around them.
Yeah.
That doesn't come to mind?
No. I mean, it's always a great challenge. It's always fun to play the Longhorns. So
I'm sure.
yeah.
I'm sure on a week by week basis you're not thinking about stuff like this. But if you look at it, are there any teams that you played on at K-State that this team reminds you of through 8 games at all?
I think. I mean, I was fortunate to be on some great teams, and more than the wins and those things were a culmination of the chemistry and the unity and the hardworking guys that we had on those teams. I think we've got a lot of similarities, on this team. I mean, guys are embracing their roles. They're working incredibly hard. They're trying to get better. They're extremely tough. So, I see a lot of those same characteristics on our team now, and it's just continuing to develop those, because it's 4 games is a long stretch,
Yeah.
So we got a long way to go.
Kleiman right now has the 3rd most victories of any first-year FBS coach this season, behind Ryan Day at Ohio State and the guy at Appalachian State. What can you say about just what you admire most about him, how he's maybe impacted this program?
Man, I think his ability to connect across the board, players, coaches, sports staff, has been fun to watch. I mean, he's built relationships with our players, myself, our staff, and obviously everybody around, and in an amazing way. And I think he's got all those skills, but he's an extremely smart football coach too. And I love him. I mean, he comes to my meeting a lot and is able to see things from a defensive perspective and challenge me and challenge us and help us and our quarterbacks and our football team, offense and defense. So he's very involved, and knows what's going on both sides of the ball, and is able to challenge and bring continuity to both sides that way. I think in a unique way. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I love working for him. So
He's got twice as many victories right now as any other first-year Big 12 coach right now. The other 3 names. What is he doing that's allowing you guys to have success so quickly?
Man, a lot goes into that. I don't know if there's one thing I could say. Again, I think it's cultivating and trusting the competitive spirit of our players. I think it's being very tactical about schematically what we're doing as a staff to try to put our players in the best situation possible, and him bringing those ideas and those questions and concerns or whatever to the table to both sides of the ball, and then and then it's inspiring the confidence that that we can go and do it, as our player, from a player standpoint, from a staff standpoint, and obviously the continuity that we've been able to have on our staffs. I mean, these guys have been around him or worked with him or at some point or another, for a long time, and so I think that continuity of vision and communication and trust has been excellent. So.
Given how good a runner you were during your career, how much does that help when Skylar's coming off the field and relaying to you what he's seeing out there?
I can definitely relate. I think it's like I said, he's such a great study from the standpoint of, he's studying tape all the time. We'll be texting each other late at night with stuff we see or questions or something, and he's coming in and watching extra tape over lunch, and so it's kind of just a continuation of that relationship and dialogue even during the game, just because it's, we know what we're looking for, we know what changes if it's not what we're looking for, and then how to get us and then everybody else on the same page to then figure out what we need to do. So it's been a fun process, a fun journey, and one more play at a time. So
we talked maybe a month ago about maybe Jaron getting more snaps in practice with the transfer and whatnot. How's he done with that workload? In the last 4 or 5 weeks.
He's done well. It's trying to bring all him and Nick along as well. As much as we can, and you never want anything to happen, but you got to have depth and competition at the position, and so they're both working hard and have different strengths and weaknesses and different things they both need to work on. But overall, been pleased with their work ethic and how they've approached it.
Thank you very much.
All right.